Welcome to Let's Get Metaphysical, the show that stretches you beyond your five senses. When you are looking for your next step on the path into the unseen, we've got you covered. Join epic adventure seekers and level up your game with your host, reality magician Allie Bierman.
What's the difference between a feeling, a believing, and a knowing? How do you make choices about anything in your life? And then how do you confirm for yourself, how do you confirm that that's the accurate choice for you right then in that moment? Well, if you've been following me, you know that I had moved from believing, I was recommending believing a lot, to feeling, like I'm talking gut feeling, to knowing. And they're the different levels that I've gone through in my experiencing of the world. And what I have noticed is believing is something that's more passive. So you believe something and you think, okay, well, maybe it'll happen for me. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I believe it's going to happen when the timing is right. But you're not really taking an action to make it happen. Feeling, that's just noticing that something feels right for you or it doesn't feel right for you. Have you ever found yourself at a crossroads, literally, when you're hiking or you're traveling and you have a choice of which way to go? Do you stand there and ponder, or do you just get a gut feeling? Something in your body just turns in the direction, one direction over the other. That's making a decision according to what feels right for you. Where I am now is more of a knowing. In fact, you hear me say it very often. I don't just believe something, I know something. I have an absolutely firm understanding that for me, that's an accurate way to go. For me, it's an accurate choice. And so I take an action, I act on it, I move it forward. It's not just something static. Now, on the subject of believing or creating or people who use affirmations, you have to be really aware of the wording you're using. Many, many years ago, nearly 30 years ago, when I had a really bad brain injury, I couldn't be part of the world. I couldn't follow a conversation. I couldn't use my eyes. So it's like I had to go within. And that's how I got on my spiritual journey at such a profound level. At that time, because I played they were cassette tapes, and I just kept playing Carolyn Mace's tapes over and over and over and over until one day, oh, I comprehend them. Oh, they make sense to me. Oh, I can follow it. Until I got her cassette that was all about meditating, and her verbiage was, I want to ABC. I want to do this by such and such a time. And I wrote to her and I said, all you're gonna create is the wanting. You're not gonna have any of those things you want materialize, but you're wanting to materialize them. That's what you will get over and over in each incident. And I was very happy when I actually got a response. She wrote to me, and she said, I'll take that into consideration. So I hope she actually did sit down, because think about this yourself. Notice when you are desiring something to happen, do you put out that you want it to happen? Do you put out that you're somebody who's good at ABC? Or do you say, I am a person who does, who lives, who is ABC? There's a difference between being somebody who can do it and somebody who is within that person. Can you hear the difference? Well, I'm glad that you came by here today. And I'm really interested in knowing where you are because I evolved to the place where I am knowing things. And I very clearly see the difference between what I'm believing and what I'm knowing. And I'm also clear that if I'm making a choice about which way to go on a path or which item to eat, say in a restaurant, that's a gut feeling. And it's very literally a gut feeling because your gut brain is a whole lot more wise than what goes on up in your head that you call your mind. You don't have the wisdom up there in your brain that you have in your gut brain. So when you follow your gut, you're kind of following a wisdom, almost blindly following it, in that you're letting your body let you know what's in your highest and best interest in that choice. And it's not something you have to think about and make a decision about. It's just something that happens in a moment that's different from having a knowing about something. A knowing is, there's not something concrete. It's just something that feels right. It's a connecting to your spirit. It's a connecting to a higher dimension and just drawing on the wisdom. I think I've told you before, I'm very creative. I don't just design, but I design and build furniture and all kinds of things. And I do something, and a few years later, there it was mass produced. I believe I was tuning in to that higher level, that higher spirit, where other people on earth were tuning into it too, just at a slightly different time than I did. So they pulled out the same, seemingly same end result and manufactured it. I made mine by hand. So they were different, but very clearly the same design. So what are you tuning into? That's where you're getting your knowing. Whose energy are you tuning into? What dimension in the universe are you tuning into? And you're not like you're setting out or setting up, oh, I'm looking for a frequency, like when you're looking for a radio station. No, it's all these frequencies are out there. And you are liking a certain thing. You're choosing to think a certain thing, to act a certain way, because it's a knowing. And the reason it's a knowing is you're tuning in to that knowing. Every time I designed and built furniture, I was tuning in to my dad's energy. He's not on this plane. He hasn't been on this plane for a long time. But clearly, wherever he is, his energy was there for me to tune into. And suddenly I'll get a thought of somebody that I don't really know, that maybe I met once upon a time, very many years ago. And suddenly I get a thought about that person. And then I get some news about that person. I'm tuning into something going on in that person's energy that I'm supposed to know about. How about you? What are you tuning into? How much of your decision making, of your choice making, is coming from feeling right about it? Is coming from believing that this belongs in your world? And until you actually know, you're just believing it's going to happen. Maybe you put out some affirmations. Or do you know with every part of your being, you know this in this moment is a choice where your life is heading, belongs right now on that subject. Thank you so much for coming by. I am Reverend Allie Bierman, and this is Let's Get Metaphysical, Connecting Heart and Mind. I invite you to join our Facebook group, ask a question, see the additional pieces I put in there for you. Get to know others. Tell me what you want to know about and explore. I really, really appreciate your going on our website, and there you can listen to or watch any of our episodes, you can also leave a review. Why leave a review? So other people can know more than just the description that I put in the podcast players of what we're about here, which is all about the invisible forces driving our lives in every moment, not now and then, but in every single moment. It's all out of our awareness. But when you are able to share what it is that keeps you coming back, and you write that in a review, it's inviting other people who are on that same frequency, on their journey, their spiritual journey, to say, oh, okay, this will forward me. Oh, okay, here's some people who think like I do, who feel like I do, who know like I do. You can take advantage of a free 30-day trial at Audible. You get to look around for 30 days. You get to download the audiobook of your choice. And you can explore. There's a lot to explore. There's a lot there that you can't find any place else. I appreciate your joining our community and supporting us to continue to bring the show to you every week. In another 2 months, we'll be celebrating our 3rd anniversary, going into our 4th year of production. It's a lot of work. It's something I love to do. I only do what I love. I only do what moves me. I only do what I'm truly passionate about. How about you? What are you passionate about? If you're somebody who would love to have more energy, better sleep, feel better and in a better mood, stop hurting, go ahead and contact me. The link is in the show notes. I'll talk with you and we'll make it happen, because I'm not talking about something down the road. I'm talking about instantly. I don't think you can't see it. It's completely gone. This morning, I had a horrible itch, and I was scratching, and then I looked to see, why was I itching? I had a bright red rash. I've never had a rash like that before in my life. So I immediately took a patch off where I had it someplace else on my body and put it right on the rash. And in a matter of minutes, the itch stopped. And in about 2 hours, the rash was completely gone. What is it that seems to be a challenge for you in your life? Let me know, because struggle is always optional. Remember to enjoy, that's capital I-N, capital J-O-Y, every moment, because nothing in your life happens outside of you. It can't, because that world doesn't even exist. Nothing in your world exists in your past. You make it up. In fact, every time you recall a memory, you alter it just a little bit. Nothing in your world exists in the future, because the only time that exists is right now, and now, and now. I look forward to being here with you next time.
You've been listening to A Talk on the Wilder Side. Thanks for tuning in to Let's Get Metaphysical. Be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss a single episode, and while you're at it, please leave a rating and review, and be sure to share it with your friends. Tune in every Monday for more exciting insights and wisdom on life beyond your 5 senses. Until next time, take a small step in a new direction. Start now.